this trend with some creators who have been on a GLP-1 journey. They've stalled out at the highest dose. And I've seen a couple of people post videos about this, and they talk about everything that they're doing. And then they start mentioning that there's a limit to what the medication can do. And I want to talk about that. Hey everybody, it's Allie. I'm on a fantabulous weight loss quest, and hopefully you'll subscribe, come along for the ride, because I put out new videos every day. So I saw a couple of creators who have maxed out on semaglutide, maxed out on tirzepatide, right? They've really been through the ringer. They've done it all, and they are now talking about how the medication has a limit to what it can do. But here's the key point that they're leaving out. And some of them have mentioned it. A couple of them have mentioned it. And I'm noticing a trend. And I was like, oh, I got to talk about this. So they, all of them, say very similar things, right? They're working out, they're doing all the things, they're staying hydrated, prioritizing protein, eating smaller portions, right? They go through the list, and I'm just waiting for them to say that they're tracking their calories. And they don't say it. And then when somebody asks the question, oh, well, were you tracking your calories? Well, no, I was just eating less. I was just doing smaller portions. I was making healthier choices. Those are all good things. But if you have reached a stall, before you blame it on the limitation of the medication, you have to do everything that you can do. Now, if tracking your calories is not healthy for you mentally, there are workarounds. You meet with a dietitian, you meet with a nutritionist, they calculate your calorie deficit, and they create a meal plan, and then you do the exact meal plan and don't stray from the meal plan, and then you know you're eating in a calorie deficit. So there are workarounds, but I can almost guarantee you that if someone is working out, right, building muscle, which is gonna make you hungrier, right? You have to consume more calories to build that muscle. They're on a GLP-1, they've been on one for quite some time, right? So they may or may not have appetite suppression like they used to, just depends on the person, right? And then, so you've got hunger, you've got potentially lower appetite suppression. You think you're doing great, but I can tell you right now that if one of those people was to sit down and track how many calories that they were consuming in a day, in a week, they would be able to pinpoint where the problems lie. And I'm not saying that you have to track forever, right? This is what I always get in the comments of these videos. Well, I don't want to have to live my life tracking calories. Nobody says you have to do that forever. But it is a tool that you can utilize to pinpoint where you may be going astray. Maybe you think you're getting in a ton of protein, but really you're not. Maybe you think that your carbs are low to moderate, but they're really not. Maybe you think that you're in a calorie deficit, but you're not. You're at maintenance level calories, which you're not going to lose weight unless you're in a calorie deficit. So it's so hard for me to hear people who take just a small piece of GLP-1s, right? You know, we all get hooked on the percentage of weight lost. Well, they did a study and people only lost 22%. There are plenty of people who lost way more than that. There are plenty of people who lost less than that. Your comorbidities and the challenges that your personal body has are going to play a part. But if you're not tracking, then you cannot sit there with certainty and say to me, I am in a calorie deficit. Unless you are following a meal plan that was designed with a calorie deficit, right? Designed by a nutritionist or a dietitian. You can't say that you're doing all the things. And I don't want to put anybody down who doesn't understand fully how to take a research study and then extrapolate and apply it to their life, right? Because you hear so many creators that are like, oh, 22%, or you're only gonna lose 17%, or this new company did a study, 14%, right? And you think that's all you can do. I have already surpassed the study that was done for Mounjaro, right, Zepbound tirzepatide, in my weight loss journey, and I ain't even done yet. And yes, I am a type 2 diabetic. So if you are posting somewhere that you are in a stall, that you have maxed out on whichever GLP1 you happen to be on, or if you've done all of them, if you are walking around saying, well, I've just reached the limit, you need to ask yourself, are you tracking? And if you tracked for a week, are you sure that you're in a calorie deficit? And if you can't say for sure with 100% certainty, then you need to do it. Take a week out of your life, because people act like tracking is so hard to do. I mean, there are so many apps. I use MyFitnessPal, the free version. It's free. It's intuitive. It's easy to do. You can plug in your regular meals, right? Not difficult. The search function is phenomenal. I'm not sponsored by them. I'm just giving you a free option. But there are other options that are just as good and just as free. Find what works for you, what you like, and just track for a week. Just see where you are, and then go to the tdeecalculator.net and put in your results. And if you need help figuring out your calorie deficit, I have a video on how to use the tdeecalculator.net and get the most accurate option. And it gives you multiple options depending on, are you trying to build muscle? Are you trying to cut calories to lose weight, right? It gives you options: high carb, low carb, medium carb, regular recipe, extra crispy, whatever you want, right? Like, you can customize it to what you're looking to do. But don't fall back. Don't fall into that, well, I guess I just got to give up. Why? Who says? Who said you should give up? Who said you should quit? Who said that you should let this go? You literally just talked about how you're doing all the things except one. Why wouldn't you do that one thing? That one thing for 1 week to see where you are. And then if you're in a calorie deficit and you're still not losing weight, you're maxed out at your dose, okay. At least you can say, I tried everything. I was doing all the things. But if you're not doing all the things, why would you come so far to just give up? Don't ever give up. One of those creators was talking about, oh yeah, I've been in this stall for 3 months and I'm maxed out on dose, not tracking, doing everything else, right? And they're like, yeah, I'm just going to get off the med. Why would you do that? Why wouldn't you stay on it for as long as possible, assuming that you can afford to, until the next one comes out, and then do the next latest and greatest and see if that gets you where you need to be? Like, don't give up. Your insurance company is giving you crap. Don't give up. Okay. Let me know in the comments down below if you have seen this trend of creators that are talking about how they've done everything, they've stalled out, but they're not tracking. And let me know your thoughts. I'm interested to see, am I the only one out here that's screaming from the rooftops that you need to be tracking? You need to be able to pinpoint what's going on? Is it just me? Don't leave me hanging. Comment down below. If you haven't already, subscribe. I'd love to have you along for the ride. Make sure you check out my other videos where I have helpful tips and tricks that can help you on your health quest. If you're new to GLP1s, make sure you go check out my newbies playlist where I have the answers to every question that you could possibly think of. And if I don't, comment on the video. I read all of your comments and I will make a video just for you. If you're looking for a positive-only support group, I've got you covered. Link is in the description box below. And as always, be kind, rewind.